The title of the video tells you everything you need to know in a nutshell. Pirates did what they do best. They stole the game at the death, as they do. And what a volley it was by Ukampani Lungu. Man, that strike was so true. It faded into the top corner. There was literally nothing that goalkeeper at Durban City could have done to prevent that strike from going in. Like, he was rooted on the spot. But I got to we need to address the elephant in the room. We still need to address the elephant in the room. That performance was bad. That performance was dreadful from Pirates. After they converted the penalty, Leatito, just before halftime. And you would have expected Pirates would have been on their ascendancy, because now Durban City was a man down, and the Pirates, they still had all their players on the pitch, and they were leading 1-0. But that second half and extra time was so soulless. It wasn't a performance befitting of champions, But I guess we shouldn't be too hard or get too carried away. This season just has started, and at the end of the day, the Pirates, as much as they haven't performed well this season, they're still churning out results, And it's that never die attitude of champions that Orlando Pirates just embodies, that fighting spirit, It's never over for those players up until the fat lady sings. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. He actually played so much better this weekend compared to last week against Milford. Yeah, they're not dancing. They were just on the same page on Saturday. They were singing from the same hymn sheet. It was tit for tat. But I don't want to praise them too much. I mean, they controlled the game in midfield to a certain degree. It wasn't a 10 out of 10 performance from them, because the Pirates still let Durban City come back into the game whilst being a man down. And I think in hindsight, this is a lesson to the Pirates. It's a lesson they needed. And luckily for them, it just arrived at the beginning of the season. They still have a lot of time to rectify the mistakes they made against the Milford and the Durban City. They need to improve their game management skills, because even the coach, he also made some questionable, sketchy decisions. His substitutions just didn't make sense. Well, some of them, not all of them. Like, make it make sense. How does it help the team finish the game off? Keep up policy. And don't get me wrong, Pirates fans, please. I know he had a very good cameo against Milford last week, but just hear me out. The stakes were different here. They were. Against Milford, when he came on, Pirates was leading, I think, 1-0. They were leading by 1-0, so there was less pressure on the young man. But then now to put Ukositile on a game of this magnitude, on the 66 minutes, when you score, see 1-1, and things are going against you, like, the momentum your game has shifted towards Durban City, because Durban City, I think at that point, had just recently equalized. But in other words, you're basically implying to the player, I'm expecting you to go in there, make an impact, and change the game for us, Especially when you're going to take off a talismanic figure like Apolis. To take off Apolis at that point in the game, while the game is still in jeopardy, was so risky. Same applies to Imperial Masilele. Like, these guys are young, and I don't even think they've played 10 games each professionally for the first team. And yet already they're being thrown in to the deep end. Like, I don't know what Pirates fans make of this, but in my opinion, it was very irresponsible and reckless of the coach. It was very reckless of Coach Wadu to do that. And luckily for him, he got away with those decisions. Just. Because I can promise you guys, I know for a fact, it was a lot of Pirates fans online, they would have ripped into him. Had the Pirates their game went to penalty shootouts and Durban City stole the game with penalty shootouts, they would have ripped into him. Because, guys, don't forget, if Durban City at that point in time, they were a man down for over an hour, for close to an hour. And then to lose that game, like, those decisions you made, they were not tactical at all. Those were emotional decisions. But luckily for him, he got away with it. And hopefully he has taken some lessons from this weekend. I'm sure Vele, the analysis team already has gone over what went wrong. But then definitely, Bonner, they still need to iron out a couple of details, Guys, if you've made it this far into the video, then that makes me happy. That warms my heart, because clearly you enjoyed the video or you even found it insightful. Please consider giving me a comment or even subscribing to the channel. It's absolutely free of charge. You could even like the video. It actually goes a long way in helping me and helping YouTube push my content across the platform in search of viewers like yourselves. Anyway, guys, pick up yourselves. Bye for now. Peace and love, peoples. I'm out.